Hey everyone, GuardianE here with apparently another live reaction and first impression video in Fire Emblem Heroes. I am so sorry about releasing so many videos in one day. Did not mean to do this, but I really wasn't expecting them to release a trailer. I just saw it in my notifications, immediately went and set up the recording. I haven't looked at it, and I'm guessing it is the New Year's banner, which I think everybody at this point probably already knows has been leaked and has seen all of the details surrounding it, but all the same, in the interest of consistency, I am going to do a reaction video for it, and again, watch it with all of you for the first time. Now, I haven't spoiled myself on their skills, so I don't know exactly what they have rocking there, or their stat lines. I just know what the characters are. So we can go ahead and watch it together. Presumably this is the special hero banner that is upcoming. So let's go ahead and hit play and watch the trailer together for the first time. Okay, coming with the new year. And yes, exactly the characters that we were thinking were going to be here. Well, we knew were going to be here. Wealth Wisher Anna. I really do like Anna a lot. She looks great. Fortune Bow, Sabotage. Okay, a Gap skill. So, she's looking very devious there. New Year's Spirit. That's cute. Hey, Selkie. Alright, so, oh my god, that skill. Are you kidding me? Look, god. We got War and Peace going on here. Jeez. Okay. Happy New Ears. Oh my god, the puns. Going right to my heart. New Year's Claw. And this is going to be Lethe. Part of me wonders... I like how she has a little puppet. That's really cute. These descriptions are ridiculous. I don't know if they actually changed the Beast sprite at all. So Aspirin Duo is going to be the sibling pair of Alfonse and Sharena. They look kind of young here, but it's very cute. It's cute art with them together. I already see they have Close Counter and Special Spiral. That is... Okay. So they are Infantry Blue Mage, Duo Skill. Aww. Okay, so they provide a buff. I am notoriously awful at figuring out what the duo skills do, so I'm assuming that I'm going to get it wrong, whatever it is. So we'll see. Paralog Story, Renewed Spirit. So we are, of course, going to get a Paralog Story alongside these new units. And then, naturally, we'll just do a quick pause here to see. So it looks like we're going to get air for free then. I did not know that, and I wasn't expecting that. So air, the seasonal air, New Year's air is going to be free based upon, the, I guess, the Tempest Trial that's going to be coming alongside these special heroes for Renewed Spirit. So that's awesome, actually. Because I really like air, so that's great. Okay, so special heroes are here. Availability on January 1st all the way up until the 6th of February. So we actually have over a month to get these characters. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, December 31st, so New Year's Eve, the night of New Year's Eve into New Year's. All the way until February 5th, the night of February 5th. So we have even color distribution, 4 characters. Of course, the duo unit, we know at this point, it's been long established that the duo units are kind of their own thing as far as availability. We don't know how they're going to be coming back. We know that they don't enter the general summon pool. And of course, this is a seasonal banner anyway, so none of the units are going into the regular summon pool regardless. So. But duo units in particular have that little caveat where, you know, they're limited in and of themselves. So like I said, I really wasn't expecting this trailer this early. I guess maybe because of the data mine, they decided to just release this way ahead of time because they know that everybody already knows who the characters are. That is very possible. But I like the units a lot. I'm actually really happy that Air is free because Air is one of those units. I think if I were to pull on this banner, I would probably have pulled for Air or Anna. I like Anna a lot. This is Anna's first alt, a very momentous occasion, of course. I know a lot of Anna fans, and I am an Anna fan. I am very happy to see Anna getting more representation in the game, and hopefully that is the first of many. But yeah, so we have a New Year's Anna, which is very exciting. The Askran Duo, it's fun to see them, but again, I don't know if I would necessarily pull for them. And at this point, I've pretty much struck out on every time I've pulled for a duo unit, so go figure. I don't know which duo unit is going to come out that's going to make me go in hard, but so far it hasn't been any of the above. But anyway, let's watch the trailer again, take another look at the skills that each of them has. I'm actually personally internally dreading reading through the beast weapon descriptions because they are so long. But let's do it. Let's buckle down and go through it together and see what these units are all about. All right. So got this splash. Again, I am excited about Anna a lot, and I like that she kind of... I like that she has the thingamajig in her mouth, like in her teeth as she's aiming. Okay, so she's an infantry red archer. So hot on the heels of Askran, we have another red archer infantry. So Anna is going to have Fortune Bow plus 12 might weapon, effective against flying foes, as all bows are. At start of turn, if any foe's res is less than unit's res -3, and that foe is adjacent to another foe, inflicts defense res -5 on that foe through their next action. So it is a map-wide activated debuff, the conditions being that the opponent's foe, the opponent's res is significantly less than hers. So less than 3 minus whatever her res stat is, and is adjacent to another foe. It's not a terribly remarkable weapon. Even for a support weapon, it's honestly not that remarkable, just because the conditions are not that great. So it's a map-wide debuff, which generally speaking is good. But of course it has the res check. So assuming Anna has exceptional res, which she may have, and maybe you bolster her res in order to make sure that this condition is met, it also has the adjacent foe condition. So, unfortunately, I feel like that's one condition too many, basically. And it's kind of stuck in a rut, because honestly, if it were just like the res check, then a map-wide debuff is probably too much, and then it would probably default to like a ploy rather than being map-wide. But honestly, that gives her a little bit more control. I feel like a ploy would actually probably be better. So if there was a res check, and rather than the adjacent condition, it was like a res check and also a ploy effect, so you had to be in cardinal directions to her, I think honestly that would probably be better, because then you could set up tactics accordingly and do it that way. This just seems a little odd, because again, it's -5 to both defensive stats, so it's a pretty significant debuff. I'm just not a huge fan of the res check plus the adjacent effect. Now you look at Aversa, right? She has an HP check and an adjacent condition as well. The difference being that Aversa's Tome gives -3 to all stats and inflicts panic. I mean, that's a significant series of things for a map-wide debuff. I feel like if you're going to have these conditions for the bow and for that activation of whatever that effect is, the effect has to be a lot stronger. -5 to defense and res, I feel like just it's not good enough. I think -7 to defense and res would be better. It's getting there, but it's not. So I don't know. I'm pretty lukewarm on this bow. Rally defense res plus, grants defense res +6 to ally for 1 turn. Sabotage attack 3 for the B slot at start of turn if any foe's res is less than or equal to unit's res -3, and adjacent to any ally, inflicts attack -7 on foe. Okay, so it's meant to synergize. Okay, I get it. All right, so her bow is meant to synergize with sabotage attack. So that way she debuffs 3 stats as long as that one, it's basically they share the same condition. Again, I think that defense res -7 would be better for the Fortune Bow. I'm just putting that out there. Attack speed gap 3 at start of turn grants attack speed +5 to ally with the highest attack plus speed for 1 turn, excludes unit. So we've seen these gap skills. Attack speed gap is probably one of the stronger ones that's going to be able to support really offensively powerful player phase units. So she'll definitely be able to serve that purpose. And of course, this is the first time we're seeing the attack speed variant of the gap skills. So that's relatively valuable. So it seems like she's going to be pretty much a strict support unit, more or less. I mean, she's going to be able to provide significant debuffs to the enemy team, and in conjunction to that, she's going to be able to provide a nice little buff to your strongest offensive unit on your team as well. So let's keep going. Take a look at her attacking art. I actually really like her attacking art. It's very cute. Alright, so that was Anna. New Year's Spirit, Selkie. Her quote is very cute. Alright, so we've got... Oh my god, let's pause here. Whew, take a deep breath. new Fox Kit Fang. It's a 14 might weapon. It's exclusive to her. Accelerate special trigger cooldown -1, so a killer/slaying effect. If units res is greater than foes res, deals damage equal to 70% of difference between stats. Maximum bonus of +7 damage, so that is going to be true damage. True damage meaning that she will do whatever that number is, regardless of the defensive effect. So, if she were going to ding and do 0 damage, even with the +7, she'll still do +7. That's all that means as far as true damage is concerned. If units res is greater than foes res, reduces damage from attacks during combat and from area of effect specials. Interesting. Excluding rocker, area of effect specials by percentage equals difference between stats times 4, max 40%. So we've got another res check. So 2 res checks in a row. All right, so this is an in-combat and AoE damage reduction. That equals the percentage difference in stats times 4. So assuming she has decent res, let's just say as a hypothetical, she has 2 res over her opponent. That means in the ensuing battle, she's going to have basically 2 times 4, because the difference is 2. So 2 times 4, that's 8 damage, or 8%, I should say. Okay, so 8%. So she's going to get 8% damage reduction from foes during and as an area of effect on her. So if she has really, really high res, let's just say that she has like 10 res, that's going to be 40%, right? So basically it caps out at 10 res above her opponent. That is the golden number. So in both scenarios, for the first condition where she does the true damage, or the first effect where she does the true damage, she wants at least 7 res over her opponent. And in that instance, she'll still have a heavy damage reduction, but ideally what she wants is 10 res over her opponent, because that way she does get the full, +7 damage, true damage, as well as 40% damage reduction. So just to kind of pare this down into something that is not a giant hot mess of words, a word salad, if you will, she has a slaying killer effect on Fox Kit Fang, and as long as her res is 10 above her opponent, she'll enjoy +7 true damage and 40% damage reduction, both in combat and against AoEs. So that's that boiled down, and that is the first paragraph. The second paragraph, at start of turn, if unit is adjacent, if she transforms into a beast, that's the beast condition. If unit transforms, grants attack +2, and if unit initiates combat, inflicts attack defense -4 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay. So if she's in her beast form, she gets 2 extra attack. She inflicts attack and defense -4 during combat. So those are all really powerful effects. Of specific note, the foe not being able to make a follow-up attack is a big deal, because quite frankly, she's already enjoying damage reduction as long as she has res higher from the first paragraph. And then furthermore, she's reducing the attack of her opponent, which further basically is more damage reduction if you really think about it. And then the foe can't make a follow-up attack. So, it's reducing the ability to get doubled, which is, again, reducing the damage she's taking. So she's going to be extremely, extremely, extremely tanky in her beast form when she's attacking. She's not going to have too much of an issue of shrugging off damage. She has Iceberg for her special, which makes sense because a lot of her conditions are res-based, so that would mean that she probably has pretty significant res. Distant Ward for the A slot. Now, this is a skill that's made its rounds. A lot of, I think, people have been talking about it. It's been a hot discussion topic. People have made YouTube videos about it. But Distant Ward, it's kind of a new conditional distant counter, right? So Distant Ward is an A slot skill. If Magic Staff or Dragonstone foe initiates combat, grants attack res +5 to unit during combat, and unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. So it's not exactly like a modified distant counter. It's actually like a modified distant/close counter, right? If you think about it, the opponent just has to do some sort of magical damage, whether or not that is by tome or by Dragonstone, so either close range or from a distance. Now, what that means is that this is not going to come into play or be activated if the opponent is an archer. Similarly, daggers. Daggers are not included. Anything physical is not included. So there are going to be plenty of ranged scenarios where Selkie is not going to be able to counterattack, because once again, it's only for magic damage. But getting that attack and res boost it's a big deal. It's an in-combat boost, which again can't really be negated, and you know, being able to get that conditional distance slash close counter, it's good. Is this going to replace close counter or distant counter in the near future? Heck no. Those skills have universal application. Those will always be useful, at least until they have a non-conditional, like, power crept version of those skills. But there are a series of conditions for Distant Ward. It's still going to be useful, and it's especially going to come in handy for Selkie herself. I think that it does work with her kit. But it is, again, it does have a series of conditions to keep it in check, and I could see it being inherited onto other units, whether they're close range or long range, actually. I certainly think the advantages are more prevalent on a melee-based unit, just because, you know, they can enjoy the advantage against ranged tome users and staves, whereas a ranged unit will only enjoy the benefit in the context of dragons. And yeah, there are certainly a lot of dragons in the game, but giving up your A-slot skill just for that specific counter, I don't really know if that's worth it. Sabotage speed 3 for the B-slot. At start of turn, if any foe's res is less than or equal to a unit's res -3, and the foe is adjacent to another foe, inflict speed -7 on that foe through its next action. So the res check, once again, it's map-wide, has an adjacent foe effect, speed -7. Odd res wave 3, at start of odd number turns, grants res +6 to unit and adjacent allies for 1 turn. So again, stacking on that res, because so much of her kit is based upon having more res than her opponent. So it just makes a lot of sense for her to have a self-buffing res-based skill in her C-slot, and she does. So overall, a very synergistic kit. You know, it works definitely well together. And as long as she has that res, she's going to be doing a lot of damage. She's going to be able to counterattack from any range against most of the big threats. And she's also going to be very, very difficult to kill. She's going to be extremely tanky. And again, her having an AoE-based damage reduction is pretty unique to her. Because again, we only have a couple of skills where that's actually been in play. So hopefully we see more of those. I would be interested in seeing more of them. But it looks like Selkie is going to be the next unit that has something like that. So let's keep going. Okay, and she is a colorless beast, it looks like. Right. Alright, so we can take a quick pause here. She had Iceberg, I believe, right? So she's attacking here. She was going to do 37 damage. Okay, so it looks like she's doing 25 damage with Iceberg, which means that she has 50 res when she's attacking here. So, again, that 50 res is based upon all of the skills and whatever other buffs that she has, but at least in this initiation, she has 50 res. So that ain't half bad. Alright, so up next is going to be New Year's Claw. I love that puppet, I really do. So we're getting Lethe. Kaya 8 is doing the art, Kirsten Day doing the voice. Okay, so let's pause. Guardian Fang, 14 might weapon. Again, it's unique to her. Grants speed +3. If unit's foe is greater than foe's speed, deals damage equal to... Okay, so it's a speed check instead of the res check, but it is the same true damage effect. So +7 max damage. Combos with Phantom Speed, so you can use Phantom Speed to meet that condition. If unit speed, again, the speed check reduces damage from area. Okay, so it's the same thing, except it's a speed check, which I think I would arguably contend is a little bit more useful. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to only B, so if once she transforms, gains attack +2, and if unit initiates combat, attack defense -4 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Okay, so it is exactly like Selkie's. It is the exact same, basically, except it gives speed +3, and it has a speed check for everything instead. So everything that I said about Selkie also applies here. Basically, you're going to want 10 speed over your opponent, because that is going to give you +7 true damage. That is going to give you 40% damage reduction as well. Yeah, it's a powerful effect. Glimmer for the special boosts damage dealt by 50%. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. One difference is that Selkie has a killer slaying effect on her weapon. So Lethe does not enjoy that. She does not have a -1 cooldown automatically for her special, but she does have the +3 speed. So that is the other distinction. I should mention that. For the A-slot, attack speed solo 3. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +6 during combat. She is cavalry, so cavalry, generally speaking, can really take advantage of solo skills because they tend to shoot forward given their mobility. So attack speed solo 3 is a good fit for her. Lull speed defense 3. I love these lull skills. and I wish I could use them more on more units. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Inflicts speed defense -3 on foe and neutralizes foes' bonuses to speed and defense during combat. Very, very good for her. The inflicting of defense debuffs means that she's doing more damage. The infliction of speed debuffs means that it's going to be that much easier for her to meet those speed check conditions for Guardian Fang. And of course, attack speed solo 3 gives her tons of speed too, tons of attack too. So yeah, I mean, her kit, I feel like it's more tailored to be offensive. But again, she's going to be difficult to kill when she initiates. She has so much going for her defensively, neutralizing a follow-up attack, and also that damage reduction as long as she has more speed. I mean, those aren't little things, and I think so that is going to make her extremely difficult to enemy phase unless you have a way of neutralizing, the cannot make a follow-up attack, or you have a speedier character. So let's keep going. So she is going to be a green cavalry. Okay, lots of damage, lots of damage. And then finally we have the Askran Duo. Oh, so Blue Tome Infantry is what we're looking at here. Let's pause here. Imbued Coma. It is a 14 might weapon, obviously a Blue Tome. Accelerates special trigger cooldown -1, so it has a killer slaying effect. At start of turn, if special is ready, grants attack speed defense res +5 during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So this is super interesting because we've never seen a condition like this. So at the start of combat, and that means that they can't charge their special in the middle. It has to be before combat starts. So their special has to be charged as soon as they go into battle. So at the start of battle, and that they have that little symbol that's charged, they get +5 to all of their stats during combat, and the foe can't make a follow-up attack. That's pretty strong, I gotta say. I'm +5 to all stats, that's nothing to scoff at. The accelerated special trigger simply means that they'll be able to meet this condition more often, the imbued coma condition. And foe cannot make a follow-up attack. I mean, that makes them extremely difficult to kill. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the theme for this banner, is hard to kill. Like, make them hard to kill. Foe can't make a follow-up attack, boost all of these stats, including defensive stats in particular. So speaking of which, let's take a look at their special. So they have their own unique special, Open the Future. So it's a 3 cooldown special, which effectively means it's a 2 cooldown special, because if they're using their weapon, they're going to enjoy -1 cooldown. Boosts damage by 50% of units' defense. Restores 25% of damage dealt. Really? Okay, so it's basically Bonfire on steroids. It's going to give them Bonfire. So it's basically a Bonfire plus Noontime, more or less. Or not exactly Noontime, but it's close. So it's a combination of 2 specials in one, basically. On a 3 cooldown special, which again is effectively a 2 cooldown special. So that's a very good special. I mean, Bonfire in and of itself is powerful. It's strong. It's not overwhelming from a power perspective, I would say, but it has multiple utility in terms of the self-heal. So in terms of sustain, that could actually be useful. And again, going along with this theme of hard to kill. New Year's is about hard to kill. Close counter for the A slot. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, if they're going to be able to tank a lot of stuff and heal themselves, it makes a lot of sense for their tome, for them as a ranged unit to have close counter as well. Special Spiral for the B slot. If special triggers before or during combat, grants special cooldown -2 after combat. So that's actually perfect for Imbued Coma. And the reason for that is because, again, they want their special to be ready at the start of combat, and Special Spiral basically guarantees that. As long as their special triggers, they will get -2 cooldown after that combat, and Open the Future has a 2-turn cooldown anyway because Imbued Coma has a killer/slaying effect, right? So that means that every time she initiates, or they initiate, I should say, they'll have their cooldown reduced by 2, which means that their Open the Future will be ready, which means they meet the condition of Imbued Coma. So extremely synergistic kit right there that works perfectly together as a combination. As long as they set up and get the first Open the Future active, that is something that they're going to be able to do in perpetuity, basically. Defense res 03 for the C slot. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants defense res +5 to unit for 1 turn. So again, very on theme for hard to kill, giving them defensive boosts to themselves as long as they're adjacent to an ally. So let's keep going. Take a look at their attacking animation. It's really pretty. I like the wind effect, like the little debris that gets taken. Okay, so All right, so let's look at this carefully. So they have their Oath activated, which means their defense and res is boosted by 5, right? So ordinarily they have HP at 41, attack at 52, speed at 17. So they're very slow. They are very, very slow. Very, very slow for an infantry unit for sure. I think quick riposte is probably a pretty good choice for the seal. And yeah, some pretty good defensive stats there too. So they would have, what, like 35 defense and 30 res. That's definitely respectable. And then with all of the other effects getting tacked on, they're essentially getting +5 to all of their stats when their special is ready. So let's take a quick look here. So just taking a look at the cooldowns that are available, it looks like they have a 2 cooldown right now. 4 and 1. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so I missed the area of effect. So I just want to see that. Okay, so the area of effect is just okay. I just want to take a look at the area of effect. So it looks like it's a box around them. It's not like within 2 spaces because it doesn't actually extend 2 spaces in the cardinal directions. It's just basically any tile that's like adjacent to them or like cornering them. So it's just strictly a box around them. And when they use their duo skill, what happens? Okay, so it provided a buff to themselves and Anna and Takumi. And obviously not New Year's Camilla, which means that it's not effective for flyers. So it may be infantry only. There aren't any armors on here, so we don't know. There's no cavalry, so we don't know. But at the very least, we know that infantry does get this activation effect. It looks like the cooldowns for all of them are now at fully charged. So, and then I'm looking at the stats. Doesn't look like there's been any other stat change. Let's take a quick look again at what Takumi's special was. It was a 1-turn cooldown. Anna doesn't have a special. So yeah, I mean, it looks like it gives at least 2 cooldown charges to infantry in that area, which obviously perfectly synergizes. That means that they don't even have to work to set up their condition for their weapon. They have to just push that stupid duo button, and they automatically have their special fully charged, which means they get their +5 to all of their stats, and they can set up that special spiral chain loop where they can just keep doing their unique special, open the future, get the special spiral active, and do that kind of over and over and over again. So I don't know if it does more than that. I'm just gonna take a look. I mean, maybe there's something else that I'm missing. I like the Askran logo for the open the future. That's kind of cool. All right, so I mean, that's more or less it. I think that's all the duo skill does, and quite frankly, that's all it really needs to do. That's already a powerful effect itself. And again, we're getting a free air, which will be a flying red dagger unit. The last flying red dagger unit that we got, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was Spring Pala. So it's not necessarily the most common weapon color type, weapon color movement type, I should say. So that's exciting, definitely, and allowing people to expand their barracks and the units that they can choose from. So once again, Special Heroes will be here starting on December 31st. Renewed Spirit. If I had to evaluate and rank the units on this banner, I feel like Selkie and Lethe are actually way, way up there. The Askran Duo is also up there. I think all 3 of them have very, very good kits, synergistic kits. They're going to be difficult to kill, very strong either player phase or mixed phase characters. Anna is a decent support unit, but quite frankly, is a little bit lackluster. Again, I'm not a big fan of her weapon. I think her art's great. I think her stat line's probably going to be good. But, she is going to be an infantry red bow user, which means that she is going to be competing directly with Askran, and Askran is amazing. So I don't know. I mean, Anna... I kind of wish that Anna had a little bit more going. This is going to be her first alt in the game. I wish she had a little bit more going for her, unfortunately. I feel like she's still, if you're an Anna fan, and I'm an Anna fan, she's worth pulling for, no matter what, right? I mean, characters over meta any day of the week. But as far as the units on this banner are concerned and the overall kind of power rating, I feel like Anna's just kind of lagging behind, unfortunately. The other 3, they all have a lot to offer. If you enjoy using beast units, I definitely could see going for Selkie or going for Lethe for sure. Aspirin Duo has their own sort of unique archetype, as well as this special spiral chain that they want to set up and do, and they can set up extremely, extremely easily, so they're going to be fun to use. So, I mean, going for any of them is worthwhile if you enjoy the characters. For me personally, I'm probably not going to be pulling on this banner. I don't use beast units that much. I like Anna a lot, but I don't think it's going to be enough for me to actually jump in and spend a ton of orbs on this. I just spent a lot of orbs. I'm still kind of in recovery mode. And then there's, of course, the Askran Duo, who I think are great. I think they look great. I think their art is great. I think what they end up doing is really fun, but at the end of the day, it's not really an archetype that I would probably use all that much. So for me personally, this banner is unfortunately probably going to be a pass. If I had more orbs in reserve, then maybe I would splurge a little bit, but I think I'm comfortable with sitting tight and waiting for the next banner. So let me know in the comments below what you think about the banner. If you are excited for the new Beast units, for the Duo units, or the Duo unit, for the new Anna. If you guys are excited for the new Anna, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. And until next time, let's protect those skies.